Hello everyone, it is Aaron and I'll be updating my LE1 video because for this year, the exam will not have calculators allowed, right? Bago tayo mag-jump sa mga problem solving, gusto ko muna balikan natin yung theory and some solving tips so that medyo smooth na tayo sa pag-solve ng mga problems, no? And I guess the very atom of the universe is Ohm's law. Right. And sabihin natin may mga node voltages tayo dito. So, 30 volts and 20 volts. Paano natin dinidefine yung voltage difference? We take the difference of 30 minus 20. So, 10 volts difference siya. Diba? Now, let's say kapag exam, ang mga ina-ask is the currents and dumidepende siya sa direction, no? Ayan. So, paano natin dinidefine ng I1? It is always from the tail subtracted by the arrowhead. So, meron tayo ditong change in voltage over R by Ohm's law, diba? And then meron tayo ditong 30 minus 20 over 5 ohms. So, yan yung convention natin. This is 2 amperes. Now, si I2, nag-opposite direction siya dito. So, ang usual shortcut dyan is minus 2 amperes. But, basing on the same rules, kunin mo lang yung from the tail, C20, subtract mo siya by 30. And from here, magne-negative to. So that means magne-negative yung direction niya. So when you have two opposing currents, negative sila. Ayan. And I guess final na lang dito. The voltage across the 5 ohms, my bad. The voltage across the 5 ohms is equal to 30 minus 20, which is equal to 10 volts. Alright, so sana natatama na natin yung mga ganito. Kasi in the exam, kapag sinasabi nila, find the voltage across the 5 ohms, ini-imply na kinukuha mo yung voltage difference across two nodes. No? Kapag current naman, tama yung direction. Alright? Now, after Ohm's law, yung next na tool na ginagamit natin is KCL or the more useful one, nodal analysis. So I guess I'm gonna create a tiny example here para mas madali siya maintindihan. Ayan. And then I guess isa pang resistor dito. Yung voltage source, ibabaliktad ko siya. And then may resistor dito. Ayan. Sabihin natin may node voltage A tayo dito. Node voltage B, C, and D. And I guess I'm gonna set this to 5 volts, 6 volts. And this is gonna be 1, 2, 3 ohms. And I'm gonna short all of this. Ayan. So, nabi-visualize ba yung node A dito? Essentially, this entire thing here, all references to node A. No? And kapag magna-nodal tayo at A, paano to ginagawa? Ang usual na ginagawa ko, sinastart ko muna siya sa mga node voltages. And kapag may mga voltage sources dito, pwede ako mag-KVL to reach the voltage here. So that magagawa natin yung setup dito for our currents. So kung galing tayo VB, te-teleport ako dito, at yung last sign na nakita ko is the plus sign. So pwede ko sabihin na this is VB plus 5. Nasunod naman yun, no? So from here, mag-plus, VB plus 5 to. So, same case lang rin naman dito. From VC, mag-teleport ako dito, minus sign ang last. So, it's a voltage drop. So, this is VC minus 6. Ito yung voltage across this node. So, kapag hahanapin ko yung current na to, literally, it's just VA minus this term here. No? To get this current here. And so, just do the nodal analysis. We have here VA minus VB plus 5. Yan yung leftmost na to across the 1 ohm. And then meron tayo ditong VA minus VC minus 6 over 2. That is the current here. And then after that, meron pa tayong final current dito na si VA minus VD over 3. And this is all equal to 0. No? It needs to reach equilibrium. So, ang usual na chine-check ko dito, kapag meron tayo dito tatlong currents, kailangan tatlo yung terms natin dito. This is your ultimate sanity check. If dalawang terms lang ito, tapos 3 yung currents na nakikita mo, isipin mo na kaagad na mali yung pag-setup mo ng equation. So, kailangan mo na siya ayusin from the setup pa lang. Because a wrong setup will give you a wrong answer. Alright, so this is only using voltage sources. So, what if I give you its cousin, no? Si current source. So, sabihin natin, gumawa ako dito ng extra examples. Sabihin natin ito. Tapos ito. So, meron tayo ditong 3 sources. Kasi ito mga ground voltage. So, 7 and 8 amperes. And then, meron tayo ditong 4 volts. And then, sabihin ko na lang na this is gonna be node E. And this is gonna be node F. So, nabivisualize ba ulit yung node dito? This entire thing here can be interpreted as node E. Right? And the same principles will apply. I'd like to take na mas madali kapag current sources kasi sinasabi na sa'yo directly kung ano yung directions niya. So, let's do nodal at node E. So, ano yung makikita natin dito? First one is the same setup. We have the difference from E to F. So, we have here E minus VF over the 4 ohms. Yun yung current natin dito. And sa convention natin, mas madali na kapag yung currents natin are flowing in, we just assign it a negative value. And the currents that are flowing out of E will be assigned positive. Okay, so again, if it's flowing inwards, we set it as negative. If it's flowing outwards, we set it as positive. Yun yung equilibrium equation natin, mag-equal siya to 0. And then of course, since we have here 3 terms, this is 3 currents. So again, baka kung sobra yung currents mo dito, tapos 3 lang nakikita mo, isipin mo na kaagad, suspicious yung setup mo. So ayusin mo na yung setup from there pa lang. Alright, so now we have si Ohm's law, and then we have here KCL na naging nodal. Well, actually, tawag sa kanya, node voltage, kasi voltage sinasolve natin. Ang last na lang na itatakal ko dito, I guess, will be dependent sources, and then magpa-problem solving na tayo. So, sabihin natin, meron tayong dependent source. Dependent sources. Ayan. I guess ang magandang example na gusto ko i-build dito, madali na lang. So, may 2 amperes tayo dito. Tapos, meron tayo ditong, bakit ang resistor ko? Oh my God, wait lang. Resistor. Ayan. And then, meron tayo ditong 5 ohms na resistance. At sabihin natin may dependent source tayo dito. Pansin mo na from circle naging diamond siya. And then ang hahanapin lang natin dito is V out. And let's say, in-assign ko to as 3Vx. And Vx is equal to this guy here. So, ang ginagawa ng dependent sources is, source pa rin siya. So, it acts literally the same way as its cousins here. But the difference is, meron siyang part of the circuit na need mo na ma-define. So, naghahanap siya ng part or some other part of the circuit na pupunta dito to give it itself some value. So, sometimes nasasagot siya kaagad. Sometimes we just leave it in algebraic form. But I guess yung tip ko talaga is if you can simplify your dependent sources early on, i-simplify mo na siya kaagad. Especially now since wala tayong calculators. So, dito, meron tayong 2 amperes. Visualize natin siya. Nagpa-flow siya pag ganito, di ba? And by Ohm's law, multiply mo lang yung resistance and current natin na si 5 and 2. So, Vx is equal to 5 times 2. Now, notice na yung Vx na ito, pwede natin siya i-plug in dito sa Vx dito. So, this is just gonna be 3, 5 times 2. No? Yan yung evaluation niya. And essentially, kung in-evaluate mo pa to, that's just 3 times 10. So, that is 30 volts. So, that is our answer for this. So, yun lang talaga ang ginagawa ng mga dependent sources. Yung analysis niya, same lang sa previous sources mo. Ang difference lang is usually there's just some extra steps. But the analysis is generally the same lang naman. Diba? Alright, so punta na tayo dito sa pinakaunang item natin dito. Yes, ang shape niya is the Philippine flag. Pero medyo same lang naman ang magiging analysis steps natin dito. No? Let's just do some... before we do nodal analysis, may mga pwede ba tayong kunin na sagot kaagad? Can we simplify the circuit as early as now? So, may pinapahanap dito na BC. Ang need natin gawin dito, meron tayo ditong ground voltage. So, sometimes the circuit will assign the ground for you, or sometimes you have the freedom to choose it. In this case, mukhang may ground voltage na tayo dito. So, bawal na natin to galawin. Dito na siya. And we need to find VC with respect to this ground. So, kapag ground voltage, sinasabi niya na 0 volts na itong buong branch na ito. Diba? Okay. From the same rules from earlier, if this is 0 volts and nag-teleport tayo dito, may minus sign tayo dito, diba? So, this is gonna be 0 minus yung source natin na 90. So, effectively, ang value ng VC natin dito is just equal to negative 90 volts. So, yung buong branch na to, negative 90 na siya. Well, ayun. Hindi pa masyado nagsistart yung solutions natin. May sagot na tayo sa VC and it is 90 volts. And underline ko lang siya. Ang next na pwede natin kunin na simplification dito, meron tayo ditong IX. So usually yung mga dependent sources yung tinatakal ko kaagad. Kunin natin yung expression for IX. So sabihin natin may IX tayo dito. Equate natin siya sa Ohm's law niya. So meron tayo ditong VB. So VB muna minus VA. And then meron tayo ditong resistance na 2 ohms. So that is simply IX. Now, plano ko kasi mag-nodal analysis dito sa VA mamaya. Ito. And sa perspective ni VA, si 4IX ay pumapasok. So, sa conventions natin from earlier, kailangan yung current sources natin ay nagiging negative. So, kung ganun, I'm gonna do minus 4IX here. And to balance the equation, I'm gonna do minus 4 rin sa side na ito. So, to simplify this is gonna be minus 2VB and plus 2VA. No? So, kung mamaya mag-nodal ako sa A, papalitan ko na lang ito with this. Effectively, no? Yun yung magagamit ko dito for VA mamaya. So, mag-nodal na tayo sa VA. Baka pwede ako mag-zoom out na konti dito. Alright. Nodal at A. So, try natin i-visualize ulit. So, kung ito yung node natin, I'm expecting 3 currents. So, ilang terms to? 3 terms, di ba? So, unahin natin si 4IX kasi ito yung nauna natin. Since it's flowing into the node, minus 4IX, ito siya. Ito gagamitin natin. So, minus 2VB plus 2VA. Next current, yung current na to. So, that is gonna be VA minus VB over 2. Aaron. I thought this current was flowing in. So, shouldn't it be minus VB minus VA over 2? You are correct. Tama naman yan. Ang naging case lang dito is, if you distribute the negative signs, you will get exactly VA minus VB over 2. So, that's why the algorithm works. No? The voltages and the directions just fix themselves. So, ito yung gagamitin ko. And then after that, sa VA na ito, meron tayo ditong 45 amperes na pumapasok. So, this is just 45. So, now we have our first equation dito. I want to simplify it further kasi wala tayo calculator. So, I'll just multiply the entire thing by the denominator. The highest denominator is 2. So, times 2 ko lang ito lahat. So, paano to? Kung dinistribute ko siya, meron tayo ditong minus 4 and 4. Yung 2 dito magka-cancel out. Tapos yung 2 dito magiging minus 90. So, nakasunod naman, no? Meron tayo ditong minus 4VB, 4VA, and then meron tayo ditong plus VA minus VB, and then ito magiging minus 90. This is all equal to 0. So, ano yung mga pwede natin i-combine? Lahat ng VA, pagsama mo, lahat ng VB, pagsama mo. Si constant, mag-isa lang siya. Sad. So, meron tayo ditong 5VA minus 5VB is equal to 90. No? And then from here, pwede ko actually i-divide yung buong equation na ito by 5. No? So, that means we should get A minus B is equal to 18. VA minus VB is equal to 18. Cross-check ko nga lang kung tama hula ko. So, sabihin natin, meron tayong 20 minus 2, and we multiply natin siya ng 5, we have 100 minus 10, which is 90. So, yep, 18 nga siya. Okay, that is one equation down. Since dalawa yung unknowns natin, we need a second equation. So, magno-nodal na lang ako dito sa VB. And since medyo nahahassle ako na pa-scroll ako dito, I'll just copy this entire circuit here. Tapos lalagay ko na lang siya dito sa baba. And I guess I can shrink it down a bit for some space, no? Ayan. So, nabivisualize ba dito ko saan si BB? Ay, nawawala siya. I guess I can just paste it again. Or baka need ko lang siya. Ayun, okay. So, si VB, nandito siya sa gitna. Ayun lang. Nandito siya. Ayun. So, paano natin siya isa-setup? Meron tayo dito 3 currents ulit. So, meron tayo ditong VB minus VA over 2. And then, meron tayo ditong current dito. So, that is just VB over 3. Pwede mo naman siya lagyan ng minus 0, pero 0 volts lang naman to. And then, meron tayo ditong VC. Okay, ayun. So, try lang muna natin i-recap ko ano yung mga values na voltages natin. So, this is 0 volts. Ito ay, na-define na natin to kanina, di ba? That's just 0 minus 90. So, this entire thing here is just negative 90. No? Yan yung voltage natin dito sa A. Sa C. And then sa A, hindi pa siya defined. Pero gusto ko na lang siya i-highlight for completion para mas madali siya i-visualize. You can always visualize your circuits like this. Alright, so kulang pa yung terms natin. We have here 3 terms and only 3 currents and 2 terms. So yung third equation natin dito is, so meron na tayo 2, meron na tayo 3. Ito si 6 ohms. So meron tayo dito 6 ng VB minus yung voltage dito which is minus 90. So double negative siya. So sanity check, 3 terms, 3 currents. So our equation here is going to be correct na, right? Okay, so paano siya isi-simplify? Ang easiest denominator niya is to multiply everything by 6. So kung dinistribute natin siya, we have here 6 of this. So may 3 na pupunta dito. Yung 6 na pumunta dito, 2 ang magmumultiply dito. And then after that, yung 6 na, at 6 na ito, magka-cancel lang. So we have here 3, 2, 1. Medyo madali lang naman siya matandaan. So 3VB minus 3VA. And then meron tayo dito 2VB. Then meron tayo dito VB plus 90 is equal to 0. I guess, pwede tayong mag-combine ng terms dito ulit. So, isa lang yung A, I guess. And then meron tayo ditong B's. Pwede natin sila i-combine. We have here minus 3VA. Then meron tayo ditong 6VB. And then may 90 pa tayo dito. Alright, so mukhang pwede natin siya i-divide by 3, right? So if we do that, we should get minus VA plus 2VB. And then we have here 90 divided by 3, 30. Is equal to 0. Alright, so this seems a lot more manageable. Kasi we have here VA. Pwede ko siya i-magic, no? So yung VA, lipat ko siya dito, magiging minus VA. At ito, lipat ko siya doon, magiging minus 18. So that means na si negative VA equals minus 18 minus VB. So this is minus VA is equals minus 18 minus VB. So I'm just trying to triple check that I got that right. Kasi nagkakascade yung errors eh. One error in the intermediate step is just cascading errors. So itong minus VA na ito, pwede natin siya isalpak dito. So meron tayo dito minus 18 minus VB plus 2VB plus 30 is equal to 0. Alright, so mukhang pwede natin ipagsama itong dalawa. So meron tayo dito VB is equals, so 30 minus 18 is, ano nga ba yan? Minus 10 minus 8. So meron tayo dito 20 minus 8. So that is 12 volts. So may 12 volts tayo sa right side, sa left side. Kung linipat natin siya sa right, magiging minus 12 siya. So that is gonna be our first answer. VB is equal to minus 12. Okay, so next we can use any of these equations, I guess, to get it. I'd say this is the easiest one compared to all of them. We can get VA simply as 18 plus VB. So linipat ko lang si VB sa kabilang side. So meron tayo dito 18 minus 12, so that is 6. So now we have VA. Meron na tayo 6. Well, actually, that's already all 3. Kasi define na si VC as minus 90. So, 1, 2, 3. Pwede mo na i-update yung circuit mo. Itong si VA magiging 6. Tapos si VB magiging minus 12. No? So, pwede natin siya i-box like this. Ito yung usual na ginagawa ko so that dumali yung buhay ng checker. I think mataas kasi partial kapag pinapadali mo yung life ng checkers eh. Ayan. So, this is gonna be my answer for the node voltages. Sina VA, VB, and VC. 6, minus 12, and minus 19. Nakalimutan ko pala. Never forget your units, guys. Ayan. So, palagi sinasama sa units. Okay. Next is, ang pinapahanap na lang, VAB, VCB, and IX. I guess ikakopy ko na lang to para hindi tayo masyado nagsiscroll-scroll. Ayan. So, paano to? Kapag VAB, it's literally just the difference of node VA and node VB. Yun yung sa kanina. I think this is one easier way to remember it. And visually, ganito siya. So, kunin mo lang si VA na si 6. Subtract mo lang siya na si VB na si minus 12. So, 6 minus minus 12 is 18 volts. No? So, that means si VAB natin is 18 volts. Next is si VCB. Difference lang siya ng VC and VB. So, meron tayo dito minus 90 minus minus 12. So, mag-ingat kayo sa mga double negative ah. So, ano nga ba to? Minus 90 plus 10 plus 2. So, this is minus 80 plus 2. So, that is minus 78. Tama. So, this is minus 78 volts. And then after that, si IX, paano natin siya i-define? So, balik na lang tayo sa model natin. IX is defined at this direction. We have here minus 12, minus 6. So, ito, over the 2 ohms. So, meron tayo dito minus 18 over 2. So, that is minus 9 amperes. And that's gonna be our answer for the item na itself. No? Nasolve na natin yung 6 quantities niya. Pwede ko na ito tanggalin. Man, medyo na-miss ko na yung calculator. Alright, so ano to? Okay, mukhang mag-next problem to. Before that, gusto ko muna mag-discuss ng extra theory. Alright. So, si Thevenin's theorem. Sa pagkakaalala ko, palagi siya lumalabas sa exam na 1, 2, 3. To be fair, it's a really powerful theorem. So, it's medyo deserved naman. Okay, so meron tayo ditong circuit. Let's say we have a circuit. Pangit pa ng pagsulat ko. Okay, circuit. Ayan. Let's say linear circuit, may resistors, whatever. And then after that, nag-disconnect tayo ng isang load. Paano nga ba yung spelling nito? Double N siya, no? Disconnect. And then disconnect the load. Ayan. Okay, so may flowchart tayo dito. So, paano siya i-visualize? Sabihin natin may source tayo dito. Nag-invento lang ako dito ng isang network. Ayan. And then when we say disconnect the load, sabihin natin may resistor dito. Pinuto lang natin siya. No? Like this. We've disconnected our load effectively. Next is, pwede natin siya i-split into 2 paths. So, we can solve the open circuit voltage. And, yun yung first part. So, paano ito i-visualize? So, if you have this circuit ulit, ignore mo muna si load. Tapos may source tayo dito. Keep our sources. Ang isa-solve natin is this guy, si open circuit voltage. Ayan. And we also get the equivalent resistance. Pakita mo na pagsulat ko. Ayusin ko na lang mamaya. And then meron tayo ditong resistor. Ayan. So medyo nakita ba ko ano ginawa natin dito? Kung sinort ko to, tapos inopen ko to, ito siya. No? Pwede mo siya i-simplify as just one resistor here. Okay, so basically, pinutol mo siya into 2 segments, and then sa dulo, i-combine mo na yung solutions mo. We draw the equivalent model. Ayan. Ang equivalent model ng Thevenin is always this shape. Isang VTH, isang RTH. And then, pwede mo na ikabit ulit yung resistor na tinanggal mo. So, sabihin natin, may RL tayo dito, tapos may RL ka dito. Okay. Ang sinasabi ng theorem na to is, this circuit makes this circuit also equivalent. Ayan. So, any network like this can be simplified into just a voltage source and a resistor. So, may steps tayo na sinasolve. Itong si VOC na to, pupunta siya dito. At itong si RTH na ito, pupunta siya dito. That's how you can visualize it. I guess maglagay na lang ako dito ng common mistake. Note, we don't kill or suppress our dependent sources. This is a really common mistake. So sabihin natin may source ka na ganito and dumidepend siya sa isang current or voltage dito. Okay, do not short it, do not open it, leave it as is. No? So just leave it in the circuit. Ang mga pwede mo lang ipatay ay yung mga open na, yung mga ganito, yung mga defined na values. May mga example naman tayo dito, don't worry. And then after that, sa dulo, sabihin natin, hindi pa kontento yung professor. Gusto niya i-ask, find the maximum power. So, once you have this equivalent circuit, ang pwede mong gawin next is maximum power calculations. Okay, super dali na lang na part na to. Just set your load resistance, ito, equal to your REQ, which is ito. So, basically, as long as equal itong dalawang resistor, nagma-maximize na yung power to RL. Ganun lang siya kasimple, actually. And this is only Thevenin. Paano naman pag si-Norton? Si-Norton naman, short circuit current. You can either do that, or I guess yung mas madali na lang is, kung may Thevenin ka na, all you have to do is, balikan natin yung model na to. Si RTH, no? Or REQ na lang. REQ. Ayan. Equal siya sa Norton current mo, na facing upwards. Tapos ito si REQ. And equal lang itong dalawang models na ito by source transformation. And yung equality na ito is simply ohms law. Ayan. So this and this are equal. Okay, so refresher na lang. From a circuit, disconnect the load. And then after that, two steps siya. Kunin mo to, and then ipagsama mo na sila sa model na to. Ayan, yun na yung Thevenin. And then minsan, papahanap max power, extra computation na lang yan. P is equal to voltage times current. Kaya nyo na yan. Ayan. Okay, so ito yung next circuit natin. Dinesign ko yung circuit na ito for a very specific reason, no? So, ang tinatanong ng item na to is find the Thevenin and Norton equivalent ng circuits seen by this network. So, ito yung network natin. Basically, we need to convert this into just a voltage source and a resistor. Tapos kung Norton naman, magso-source transformation ka dito, gagawin mo siyang current, no? So, basically, hahatiin mo yung circuit dito. If it's a bit difficult to visualize, you literally just do this. Disconnect mo lang yung circuit, solve mo yung open circuit voltage. So, that's gonna be this, yung open circuit. And then after that, hanapin mo yung resistance na nakikita ng terminal na to. And then after that, mako-combine mo na silang dalawa para sa dito. Okay. So, yun yung strategy na gagawin natin. Okay, so start muna tayo sa open circuit voltage or ang definition niya is VOC. So, let's try to imagine this without this system here. So, pinuto lang natin siya. Meron tayo dito 30. May 69 dito. Tapos meron tayo dito ilang ohms to? 10 ohms. So, ito 8 ohms. 0.5 Vx. Feeling ko pwede natin siya i-define ng maaga. May nakita ko kaagad. And then, meron tayo ditong current source. Ayan. So, this is 2 amperes. Baka need ko lang ilagay 69 dito. Ayan. So, mas clear na yung circuit kapag ganito, no? So, once na tinanggal mo na ito, ang need na natin hanapin is si VOC dito. Or sorry, ito. Open circuit voltage. Alright, before we do some analysis, are there any items na we can identify just from staring at the circuit? No? Kasi sometimes we're setting up equations that we cannot solve because the answer could be solved in inspection lang. My God, tongue twister. Okay, so ano yung mga kaya natin ma-identify kaagad. Una muna is meron tayo ditong zero current, no? As long as something is current, electrons cannot just flow into nothing, no? So dahil nag-open na ito, we can just say na zero current na to. And mas malinaw na, zero current to. Bawal sila tumawid dito. Same case here, may electrons dito, bawal na sila tumawid further. So ginagawa ng open circuit na ito is zero niya yung current ng buong branch na to. So effectively, zero current na to. 0 amperes. And ano next na pwede natin ma-identify? Ito. May 2 amperes ka na pumapasok dito. And since bawal na siya lumabas dito, saan pupunta yung 2 amperes na to? We need to reach equilibrium, di ba? The sum of the currents at the node must be 0. So that means, itong 2 amperes na to, it has to flow here. No? So 2 in, 2 out, and 0 amperes here. Equilibrium, di ba? So one way you can visualize it is, iikot yung current ng pagganito. So yun yung mga bagay na kaya mo i-visualize kapag ganito yung mga problems. So again, the current is flowing this way by Ohm's law. Pwede natin kunin yung resistance times yung current. So that is 20 volts. So effectively, 20 volts na ito. Ayan. Aaron, this is a bit confusing. So bakit pinagawa ito? Ito kasi, yung dependent source natin, ito, hihingi siya ng value dito. And since dinefine na natin to as 20 volts, itong 0.5x, pwede mo na siya gawing 0.5 times 20 volts. No? So, evaluate mo nga yan. 0.5 times 20 is 10 volts. So, effectively, itong dependent source natin dito, na-simplify na natin siya as a constant 10 volt source for this specific circuit. And, ano pa yung mga pwede natin i-identify? Now, since zero current yung buong branch na ito, again, pwede tayo mag-ohms law dito. Ano yung voltage across this sa 8 ohms? Since wala tayong current dito, effectively, zero yung voltage across here. So, 0 volts na ito. No? So, sobrang critical niyan. Try natin mag-KVL. Sabihin natin, 0 volts to. Teleport tayo dito. We're gonna subtract by 20. So, 0 minus 20, that means ang voltage natin dito is gonna be minus 20 volts. From minus 20, magte-teleport tayo dito. So, magpa-plus tayo ng 30. So, minus 20 plus 30 is 10 volts. So, that means, sa node na ito, 10 volts na siya. And then again, since wala tayong current dito, ang shortcut dyan is walang voltage across the resistor. No, magsi-zero siya. So that means, since 0 to, 10 drop 0, we have here 10 volts. And then from here, 10 volts, teleport ulit dito, plus ang nakita niya. So meron tayo dito, 10 plus 10 is 20. So that means, ang node voltage natin dito is 20. And this is still 0 volts. Alright, so how do we identify VOC? Again, we take the voltage difference across 2 points. 20 minus 0 is simply 20 volts. So that means ang VOC natin dito is 20 volts. Alright, so we have the first quantity. No? That's 1. Sa flowchart natin, this is only 50% of the steps. We need to solve for RTH next. So, punta tayo dito for REQ. Ayan. So, try natin ito i-visualize. Gagamitin ko yung method 3 for REQ. So, ang usual steps na ginagawa natin doon, lahat ng voltage sources, kailangan natin siya ipalit ng short circuit. That's how we zero out the source here. And then lahat ng current sources natin, kailangan natin siya i-open. That's how we zero out the current here. So, that's the equivalent for killing your sources. Paano naman ito? Si dependent source. Ano ulit yung rule? If it's a dependent source, you have to leave it where it is. No? Bawal mo siya patayin. The moment you short it, your calculation is completely wrong. So again, i-short natin si 30 volts. Because na-short natin ito, effectively, nawala na rin yung resistor nito. No? Naging ineffective na siya. If you short out your resistors, effectively, wala na rin siya voltage, wala rin siya current. Wala siyang contribution sa computation mo. So, tanggalin na lang natin siya. And then after that, meron tayo ditong inopen na current source dito. So, because shorted na ito, meron pa naman tayo ditong 10 ohms. So, isasama natin siya. And then after that, meron pa tayo ditong 8 volts. 8 ohms. So, isasama natin siya. Then, meron pa tayo ditong 0.5 Ix. Yes, so 0.5. I-evaluate ko siya mamaya. Then, meron tayo ditong open terminal. Again, yung current source natin dito, i-open mo lang siya. 0 amperes. So, ito siya. So, open and shorted. Okay, tama yung pag-suppress natin na sources. And that would imply that this circuit is correct. No? Alright, so sa mga tinuturo ni Sir Chicho, at least sa videos niya, how do we identify REQ? We can do it using V-test or I-test. Now, from my intuition, since I've solved a lot of circuits na rin in the past, sa pagkakaalala ko, kapag naka-series yung mga components mo, usually mas madali si I-test. So, yun yung gagamitin ko. Ang sister concept niya is kapag madaming components in parallel, mas madali si P-test. Pero in this case, series siya. I'll try using I-test. I will set it to a value na 1. It could be any number, but the easiest one is just 1 ampere. So, wag mo na pahirapan buhay mo. Ikakabit ko si I-test dito. Ayan. Actually, ibahin ko na nga rin kulay na to. Para clear tayo kung ano tinutukoy ko. Ayan. So, may 1 ampere na tayo dito. And ang ultimate goal natin dito is we need to find V-test. No. Okay, so paano natin siya gagawin? Again, same concept. Before we set up our equations, are there any items here na we can identify kaagad? So, visualize natin siya. Okay. May current source tayo dito. And ang current natin is gonna flow like this. Correct? Ayan. So, it's flowing like this. So, that means ang current natin is like this sa 10 ohms na ito. Alright, so ano yung definition natin for Ohm's law ulit? It's just voltage times resistance and, voltage is equal to resistance times current. So, meron tayo dito 1 ampere of current and meron tayo dito 10 ohms. So, that means ang voltage across this is 10 volts. What's the polarity? Okay, kailangan may ingay tayo sa polarity. It is always defined as this, passive sign convention. So, since pag ganun siya, technically, ang voltage natin na 10 volts is referring to plus dito, minus dito. Okay, nakasunod ba? So, magiging 10 volts to. Okay. Aaron, this is pretty confusing kasi hindi ba sa circuit natin, meron tayo ditong Vx na pa ganun. Pero ang nasolve natin is pa ganun. So, paano natin siya ipapasok dito kung mali yung signs niya? Ang pwede mo lang gawin dito, much like sa similar, sa start ng segment na ito, if you want to get Vx na matching dun sa model natin dito, all you have to do is i-negate mo lang siya. No? So now yung signs nito, nagmamatch siya sa Vx natin dito. So effectively, ang Vx natin is minus 10 and pwede mo na siya ikabit dito. Ayan, so yan yung Vx natin. 0.5 times negative 10, that is our Vx. Alright, so I guess from here, everything is a lot more straightforward, no? May mga pwede pa ba tayo i-define? Okay, so 1 ampere to. So that means 8 volts to. And, okay, so let's try doing some KVL, no? I'll do KVL. Mali na naman yung brush ko. I'll do some KVL here. And, ang gagamitin ko na convention dito, papalitan ko siya. Let's say tumatawid ako. Kung ano yung unang makita kong sign, yun yung lalagay ko dito. And then, tatawid ako ulit. Tapos, nakikita ko plus sign. So, magpa-plus ako ng expression na to. And then, makikita ko plus sign. So, plus. Tapos dito, plus. So, nasunod naman yung convention, no? You can use the other convention na kung yung teleport. Kung mas familiar kayo doon. You can also do that. It's the same thing. Equilibrium equation pa rin siya. I'm gonna use the one wherein I'll see this one first. Kapag sa KVL na ganitong situation. So, hanapin ko si VT na ito. Minus VT. So, again, ikot ako. First na makita ko is minus. And then dito, meron tayo ditong plus. So, plus 0.5, negative 10. And then after that, plus ulit ang unang makikita ko. Plus 8 volts. And then, plus ulit. Yeah, plus 10. Alright, so this is equal to 0. Again, same sa nodal. There's always a check. 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 yung components natin. 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 terms. 4 equations, 4 terms. This is a correct equation. Okay, so yun yung sanity check mo palagi. Kapag kulang or sobra, balikan mo yung equation. You need to get it right sa equation kaagad. So, pwede natin ilipat ito sa right side. So, that means this is VT. Ano ang equal value niya? So, this is 1/2, no? 1/2 ng negative 10 is just minus 5. And isasum natin itong tatlo. So, minus 5 plus 5 plus 3 plus 10. So, magka-cancel itong dalawa. We have 13 volts. That is our VT. Now, paano ulit hinahanap yung RTH sa method 3? We just use Ohm's law. Take your V-test divided by your I-test value. And since ang ginamit ko na I-test value dito is 1, ito siya. Itong V-test, iakit mo siya dito, 13 to. So, this is 13 over 1. So, sinasabi niya na ang RTH natin is equal to 13 ohms. Alright, so now we have 2 steps done, 1 and 2. Ano yung final step natin? Visualize natin yung flowchart. Nag-split na tayo into 2 parts. And then after that, i-combine na natin siya into one model. We get the equivalent circuit. No? So, we just take VOC na 20 volts. And then, meron tayo ditong RTH. Baka pwede ko baguhin yung kulay na to. Ayan, gawin ko siya purple. Ayan. And then, meron tayo ditong RTH na 13 ohms. Alright, so what does this mean? Effectively, nung pinutol natin yung circuit dito, naging 13 volts siya dito. Tapos ito, naging... Ay, sorry. Tama ba yung paggagawa ko? Mali. Sorry. 20 volts to. Naging 20 volts yung sinolve natin dito. Tapos ito, naging 13 ohms. And then, pwede mo na ikabit ulit si 6 ohms dito, tapos si 7 amperes dito. And then, yun na yung magiging Thevenin equivalent circuit natin. So, i-draw lang natin si 6, 7. Ito si 6. Ito si 7. Okay, so now, this is our Thevenin equivalent circuit. So, pwede na natin siya i-box. Kung maayos lang yung pag-box ko. Ayan. I guess ilagay mo na rin yung units dito. Volts, ohms. I'll leave that up to you. But that's the general procedure. Okay, so that's only Thevenin. Pinapahanap rin sa atin is si Norton. So, paano siya gagawin? All we need to do is source transformation. So, by Ohm's law, it's just V over R. So, we just take 20, tapos si 13. Mukhang hindi naman siya masisimplify further. So, I'm just gonna use 20 over 13 as is. And then ito, 13 ohms. Alright, and this is the Norton equivalent. Wait lang. Ayan. So, medyo chill lang naman yung item natin, no? So, again, recap. Kapag ganito, isa-solve natin si open circuit voltage. And then after that, kunin mo yung sa RTH. And then sa pinakadulo, pwede mo na sila ipagkapit ng pag ganito. I guess, isa pa, kapag yung plus mo is facing this way, dapat yung arrowhead nandito. So, what if binaliktad ko to? Paano pag ganito yung na-solve ko? Eh, di dapat yung current pa pag ganun lang. No? So, make sure to get your signs consistent. Kaya ano yung susunod dito? Oh. Okay, so mukhang mag-the next item na siya. I'll just add an extra page. I will discuss some more theory here before we proceed to the next item. Alright, so superposition theorem. Superposition. Ayan. So, what's one way you can visualize it? So, sabihin natin may arbitrary circuit ako na dinrawing dito. May voltage source, tas may current source. And, sige, magsama na rin ako ng dependent. So, so that I can get the point across. Ayan. What is this equal to? What if inopen ko yung circuit dito? That is how I zero out my current. Then, iwanan ko to. Then, may resistance tayo dito. And then, may isa pang circuit tayo dito na pag ganito. Sinort out ko na si voltage source. Si current source, nandito pa rin siya. Si dependent, nandito pa rin siya. And then, si resistor, talagay ko siya dito. Ayan. What does this theorem say? At least, this is how I always visualize it. So, una muna, kapag ipapatay natin si voltage source, we can short it out. So, naging ganito siya. And then, si current source, pwede mo siya i-open like this to effectively kill it. Ayan. So, what does it say? If we have a voltage here, okay, so sabihin natin may mga voltage tayo dito. Plus, minus, plus, minus, plus, minus. And then, meron tayo ditong currents na pumapasok na pa ganito. Sama ko na rin yung subscripts. V1, V2, I1, I2. Alright, effectively, this voltage here, equal lang siya sa summation nitong dalawa. And so, I'm not making you memorize formulas. I'm making you memorize the concept. No. Visualize mo lang siya ng ganito. Suppress your sources in one, suppress your sources in the other, and then pwede mo sila ipagsama sa dulo, and you will get the original na hinahanap. And it's also the same for the currents. This always applies for all linear circuits. And yung mga circuits naman sa LE1, lahat naman sila linear. So, ayun. Okay, so notice nyo na yung dependent source dito, yung mga diamond, hindi ko sila pinapatay, di ba? So, maglalagay ako ulit ng note dito. Note. We don't kill dependent sources. Ayan. So, make sure to not get this wrong in the exam, guys. Feeling ko sobrang malaki ang deductions kapag pinatay mo to. Kung inopen mo to, or kung voltage siya, tapos short mo siya. Okay, so make sure to not kill them. Isipin mo na parang sila mga zombie, hindi mo sila kaya ipatay. Ayan. And ayan, that's pretty much it for superposition. Medyo straightforward lang siya. If I had a third source dito siguro, edi may third term pa dito. Wala, yun lang naman talaga. And before that, I'll try to discuss something else. Switches. Sa pagkakaalala ko, hindi to tinuro sa akin nung nagtitake ako ng 1, 2, 3. I just had to figure it out on my own. Pero medyo straightforward lang naman siya. Sabihin natin ito yung switch model niya. And it could be either up or down, no? Isipin mo may piecewise function tayo dito, pero ginawa ko siyang piecewise model. It's either of these two. And so it's either a short circuit or an open circuit. And open. Kapag short siya, 0 volts lang to. And then kapag open circuit siya, 0 amperes to. Medyo straightforward naman, di ba? There's no voltage difference here. Kasi the voltage here, V minus V is just 0. And then no current here kasi electrons cannot jump through these gaps, no? Alright, baka magtaka kayo kung, Aaron, ano yung gagamitin ko between this and this? Usually, dinedefine naman siya sa problem. So, the states, kung ma-erase ko lang ito na maayos, the states are defined by the problem. Ayan, so kung sasabihin nila, the switch was shorted, edi i-short mo siya. Or connected, no? If disconnected, you can say open. Wala, ganun lang. Interpret nyo na lang yung word problem. Alright, so for my favorite item dito, this is a pretty tricky item. Okay, try natin siya i-attack. Or let's understand the word problem first. The switch. So, ito siya. Yung switch natin, nag-close siya at B. So, connected siya dito. Tama. And si RL, dinisconnect natin. So, isipin mo, pinutol natin to. And then, wala na tayong current dito. Kasi, disconnected nga. So, open. Nung ginawa natin to, ang voltage natin across X and Y, ito, 18 volts. So, nabivisualize naman, no? Nung connected siya sa B, naging 18 volts ito. Now, ang pinapatanong sa atin is, nung nag-close na siya at A, so dito na siya nag-connect, closed at A, pinapahanap sa atin kaagad, PL max. So, yung power na na-dissipate ng resistor na ito, how do we maximize it? Assuming na kinonect na natin siya sa A. So, mukhang malaki yung jump, no? So, galing lang tayo from here, bigla pinapahanap is PL max. Alright, let's try to remember our definitions. How do we identify maximum power? No? Kasi mukhang magma-max power tayo dito. How do we identify maximum power? So, maximum power, i-reverse nyo yung flowchart na pinakita ko kanina. For maximum power, we need to find the TeV equivalent circuit. No? So, that means we need to find VOC and RTH. Right? And then before that, we have to disconnect the load. Okay, so medyo good talaga kung nagets niyo yung flowchart na yun. Kasi sometimes, the professors are creative sa pag-design ng problems nila. You'll have to work backwards naman, no? Okay, so ano yung gagawin natin? Kailangan natin i-disconnect to, no? So, na-visualize naman siya. Literally just disconnect, no? Ganun lang. Alright. Ano pa yung mga pwede natin gawin? Sige, let's just try going from here sa closed state ni A. So, assuming na magko-connect to, can we do something? Iris. Galing ko talaga mag-design na item. Okay. Tapos ito 4 ohms. So, dinisconnect na natin si RL kasi kailangan natin mag-max power transfer, di ba? Ito. Can you solve this? Can you get the open circuit voltage from just seeing this? Is it possible? Okay, sige. Visualize nga natin. Sabihin natin nag-nodal ako. VA-VB. Meron tayo ditong voltage here. That's VA plus 48. So, VA plus 48 minus VB over 2. Yan yung first equation natin. And then, meron tayo dito plus Iris. And then, meron tayo dito VA over 10. First equation. Second equation natin is si VB. So, VB minus VA plus 48. May reason kung ba't hindi ko siya sinusulat. And then, meron tayo ditong Iris na pumapasok. And then, meron tayo ditong VB. Alright. How many equations do we have? 2. How many unknowns? 1, 2, 3. So, 3 unknowns, tapos 2 equations. So, what are we? No? GG na ba? Kasi hindi natin siya ma-determine. Kulang tayo ng isa pang equation. If we generate another equation, baka maging linearly dependent siya. Tapos ang makukuha natin is 0 is equal to 0 or infinitely many solutions. No? So, what's wrong? Mukhang need natin na isa pang define, di ba? Pwede ba natin gamitin si 18 volts? Ang next question ko sa iyo is, as an engineer, does this make sense? Pwede mo ba sabihin na VXY is 18 volts? Bawal. Okay, bakit? Sabi daw kasi, nung closed siya at B. So effectively, nung wala yung 48 volts na to, okay, so isipin mo, nung wala siya, 18 volts to. No? So 18 volts siya nung wala si source. And then kinabit mo siya ng isa pang source. So nung si Iris lang ang gumagana, 18 volts siya. Pero the moment na sinama mo na to, it doesn't make sense na magsa-stay siya as 18. You're supplying more power to the system, no? So dalawa na sila na tumutulong sa voltage na to. It shouldn't be 18. It should be a voltage greater than 18. Di ba? Like, at least ganun natin siya dapat nakikita. So, 18 volts is the wrong answer. No? Okay, so, ano na ba? GG na ba talaga? Okay, ganito yung simulation sa actual exam, di ba? We're trying to propose some solutions and it feels like we're not going anywhere. As much as possible, guys, do not turn in a blank paper. No? Leave a guess. No? Create a guess kahit hindi ka sure. turn in mo siya, and then check nyo na lang kung baka may partial points siya, di ba? Okay, and then ang second tip ko is, huwag ka tumigil sa failed solution. Try mo maghanap, iterate ka sa toolkit mo kung ano yung mga next na pwede mo gamitin. It feels like nodal is a bit confusing. Let's try something else. Itong pinaka-reset na tinuro ko. Bakit? Let's try to visualize it. So, sa state B, or sige, ibababa ko lang to. Start muna tayo dito sa state B. Kasi ito yung defined. So, nung state B, shorted to. So, you can just disconnect everything else. Meron tayo ditong 2 ohms. Tapos meron tayo ditong 10. 10 ohms, lagay ko siya dito para lang mas clear. And then meron tayo ditong iris. Ayan. And then see 4 ohms nandito. So this is how we can visualize yung first chapter ng problem natin. Sinabi niya na nung switch siya sa B, ito siya, shorted, no? And nung dinisconnect natin siya, 18 volts raw to. Tama? Yun yung alam natin. So pwede na natin ito ilagay as 18 volts. Okay. Does this look familiar? Sabihin natin, voltage source to. Ayan, sabihin natin voltage source siya. We shorted the first source and we solved the value of 18. What if sa next circuit, iniwan ko yung 48 dito, pero pinatay ko to. Dinisconnect ko siya. And then may masolve tayong second voltage dito. Kaya ba natin makuha si VOC? Superposition. Tama. Kung in-add mo itong dalawa, makukuha mo si VOC. Yun yung magiging strategy natin for this item. No? So, may mga click moments talaga yung EEE during an exam. Sometimes, there's just some concepts na you'll learn during the exam. Okay, so, yun yung magiging attack natin dito. I'm gonna apply superposition theorem. So, I'm gonna disconnect my current source. Sinepress ko na siya. So, zero current na ito. No? Next is, from our basics, mukhang voltage division to. Since everything is in series, we can actually apply voltage division so that we can get itong si V2 natin. And si V2. Equal siya sa anong value? Kunin natin yung total resistance natin dito. So that is 2 plus 4 ohms plus 10 ohms. Kunin natin yung voltage source natin na si 48. And then, i-multiply natin siya by the resistance of interest kung saan si V2. Si 4 ohms lang naman yun. So, lagay mo lang ito dito. Alright, so let's simplify. 2 plus 4 plus 10 is 16. 4 divided by 16 is 1 divided by 4. So, basically, we're just gonna take a quarter of 48. So, ano nga ba yun? So, 1 times 4, 4. Tapos ito, may 8 dito. 8 divided by 4. 12. Okay, so mukhang 12 volts to. Alright, so, by superposition theorem, our open circuit voltage is simply the summation ng V1 plus V2. So that is 18 plus 12. So that's gonna be equal to 30 volts. Ayan. So we now have VOC. Alright? So kung binalikan natin yung flowchart natin, kailangan natin mag-max power, di ba? Max power. Nakuha na natin si VOC. And then may equivalent circuit pa tayo dito. Kailangan naman natin kunin si RTH, right? Okay, so how do we do that? Iwan ko muna siya ng ganito ah. So nung nag-switch siya at A, pwede na natin to i-short out. So that's gonna be a short circuit. And then meron tayo ditong 2 ohms. Meron tayo dito 10. Ito, i-open natin siya. And then meron pa tayo dito 4 ohms. Ayun, so mukhang nakuha naman natin, no? Short, tapos open, tapos meron tayo ditong 3 resistances. So mukhang tama naman, no? Tama naman. Okay, so let's just do some resistor simplification. This is in series, so 2 plus 10 is 12. Ayan. And then, ang Ang shortcut ko dito sa mga parallel circuits is just product over sum. So, do the product over the sum. And that is simply equal to 12 times 4 over 12 plus 4. Mukhang pwede ko i-factor out si 4. So, magka-cancel ito. Ang makukuha ko is 12 over 4 and that is equal to 3 ohms. Ayan. So, meron na tayong VOC na 30 and C 30 volts. So, from the flow chart, pwede na natin ipagsama into the equivalent circuit. So, now let's draw the circuit natin na Thevenin equivalent. VOC natin is 30 volts. Ayan. And then si RTH natin is 3 ohms. Yan yung Thevenin equivalent circuit natin. Now, again, nung ginawa natin yung problem na to, pinutol natin si RL. And then meron tayo ditong Thevenin equivalent. So, pwede na natin ikapit si RL dito sa right side. Ayan. Ayan na si RL. Okay, so how do we get the maximum power? We need to maximize the power dissipated to RL. Ano yung shortcut doon? In maximum power transfer, you literally just make both of these equal. So, kung yung value nito 3 ohms, RL should just simply be 3 ohms rin. Alright, and then, pinapahanap sa atin is Pmax. PL max. So, the PL is just voltage times current. Ano yung voltage? Yung source ba? Hindi. Yung voltage dito is yung voltage dito. Okay. So, paano natin yung makukuha? Actually, kung equal lang itong dalawa, by voltage division, yung shortcut dito, divided by 2. So, technically, 15 volts to. Ayan. So, 15 volts siya. And ano yung magiging current natin dito? So, that's gonna be 15 over your resistance natin na 3. So, that's gonna be 5 amperes. This is gonna be 5 amperes. Ayan. So, that's what it looks like. And, kung in-evaluate natin to, voltage natin na 15 multiplied by current of 5, we have 75 watts. Question. Absorbed or delivered? Okay, kung mayroon tayo ditong current pag ganito, and the arrowhead is entering the plus terminal, by definition, that is absorbed. So this is 75 watts absorbed. And that's gonna be our answer dun sa first part. Ito yung maximum power natin to RL, PL max. Okay, ang second part dito is we need to design RZ to get that max power. Saan yung RZ dito? Ito yung RL natin, and sinasabi ng circuit natin is, ang equivalent ng RL is dalawang parallel resistors of 12 RZ value. So, literally, we're just gonna draw the model. Actually, kokopya ko na lang to. Para hindi na ako babalik-balik. Ayan. Okay. So, sabi dito, equal itong dalawa, diba? And we need to find RZ that will give us this 75 watts na absorbed power. So, paano natin siya gagawin? Ito, alam natin 3 ohms na to. Tama? Okay. Next is we can simplify this resistor network dito as just one resistor. Kasi parallel lang siya, di ba? So, we have here product over sum ulit. Ito, product over sum. Meron tayo ditong 12 RZ times 12 RZ over 2 sets ng 12 RZ. So, magka-cancel lang ito. And may iwan na lang is this. So, 12 divided by 2 is 6. So, ang value nito is 6 RZ. So, equal siya sa 3 ohms na sinolve natin dito. Ayan, so just equate both resistors. 6 RZ is equal to 3. So, divide 6 on both sides. You should get RZ is equal to 0.5 ohms. Ayan na yung answer natin dito sa item na to. And I guess for extra visualization, because I love visualizing stuff, sabihin natin may graph tayo dito. Ayan. And then we have here yung load resistance natin na RL na pwede natin i-adjust. And then meron tayo dito power. If may ganitong graph tayo, ayan, sinasabi niya na kapag sinet mo yung RL mo to 3 ohms, you will dissipate 75 watts. So that's how you can visualize this maximum power graph. And so ito yung values natin. And ito yung sinolve natin dito. So, medyo nag-work backwards tayo dito, no? hinanap natin si open circuit from our, ito, nag-superposition tayo to find our open circuit. And then after that, RTH. And then ito na silang dalawa. And then from there, makukuha natin ito. So it's a lot of steps, no? I guess recap na lang dito sa superposition aspect. Ayan, very critical talaga yung step na to. Wala siya sa example na ito, pero kung may dependent sources ka, wag mo siya ipapatay. So medyo similar lang naman sa Thevenin. And ayun, pwede mo lang sila isang. So I'd say that's about it. I guess bago tayo umalis, meron pala ako ditong auto-checker practice site. So may mga examples dito of circuits. And siya na rin ang mag-check sa'yo kung tama yung sagot mo. And instantaneous feedback and also unlimited retry siya. So, kung medyo rusty kayo sa circuits, pwede kayo mag-grind sa website nito. And ayun lang. So, hopefully nakatulong yung video na ito to some capacity. I guess for extra recap na lang. Ayan, ito yung flowchart natin for Thevenin. This is really useful. Kapag Norton, gawin mo lang tong short circuit current. Ayan. Kaya nyo na yan, guys. And then, pwede ka mag-source transformation dito. And then finally, sa nodal analysis, just make sure to get your conventions consistent. Ayan, so may examples ako dito. And then for dependent sources, ayan, you can actually simplify your circuits before you start analyzing your equations. And ayun lang naman yung magiging tips ko for LE1. So ayan, good luck na lang sa exam niyo guys.